Have you ever wondered why some people seem to remain calm and composed, even in the most challenging situations, while others feel overwhelmed by the slightest disruption? Is it something they were born with, or have they discovered a secret, a way of approaching life that most of us overlook? What if the answer lies not in circumstances but in how our brains are wired and how we choose to engage with that wiring? In today's fast-paced world, inner peace might feel like an impossible dream, something we aspire to but rarely attain. From the constant buzz of notifications to the pressures of work, family, and society, the demands on our minds are endless. It's as though we've forgotten what stillness feels like, drowned in a sea of noise both outside and within. Yet, the truth is that peace isn't something we need to chase. It's something already within us, waiting to be awakened. Science and spirituality are beginning to speak the same language on this. Neuroscience shows us that the brain holds remarkable potential for change, and ancient wisdom has long taught us that peace is a practice, not a destination. These insights reveal something transformative. The brain is not a rigid organ trapped by its past experiences. It's adaptable, moldable, and capable of profound transformation. The stress you feel daily, the chaos in your thoughts, it doesn't have to define you. Your brain has the capacity to shift, to quiet the noise, and to help you live with a greater sense of ease. Imagine your mind as a vast, flowing river. In its natural state, the water moves calmly, reflecting the sky above. But when storms arise, stress, fear, anxiety, the river becomes turbulent. Yet even in the storm, the calm water beneath remains undisturbed. The question is, how do we access that stillness beneath the surface? This isn't just a poetic metaphor. It's a tangible reality rooted in the science of how the brain operates. Consider what happens when you experience stress. A small almond-shaped structure deep in your brain, called the amygdala, sounds the alarm, triggering the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals prepare your body to respond to threats, a mechanism designed to keep you safe. Yet, in today's world, the same system is activated by an overwhelming to-do list or a difficult conversation. The stress response that once helped our ancestors survive has now become an overactive force in our lives. But here's the remarkable part. You are not at the mercy of this system. Your brain has another tool, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. This part of the brain can act as a calming presence, guiding you back to clarity. When trained through practices like mindfulness, meditation, or even intentional breathing, the prefrontal cortex becomes stronger, enabling it to counterbalance the amygdala's overreactions. This is how peace is cultivated, not by eliminating stress but by changing how we respond to it. Throughout history, spiritual traditions have taught that inner peace is a practice, a daily commitment to stillness and self-awareness. Neuroscience now echoes this wisdom, showing us that the brain is capable of change through repetition and focus, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. This means that the more you practice calmness, the more your brain rewires itself to sustain it. Over time, pathways associated with stress weaken, while those tied to peace and resilience grow stronger. Imagine waking up each day feeling centered, unshaken by the storms around you. Picture yourself responding to challenges with grace, no longer caught in cycles of reactivity. These aren't fantasies. They are possibilities within your reach. The first step is understanding that the peace you seek is already within you, waiting to be nurtured. Today, we'll explore how this transformation unfolds within the brain and how you can use this knowledge to create lasting change. By the end of this journey, you'll have practical tools to help your mind shift from chaos to calm and, more importantly, a deeper understanding of how inner peace is not just a feeling but a state of being you can cultivate every day. The world around you may not always be calm, but your inner world can be. The potential is already there in the intricate workings of your brain. What's left is the choice to embrace it, to practice it, and to live it. Are you ready to unlock the science and wisdom of inner peace, turning it from a fleeting moment into the foundation of your life? In a world where everything seems to move at breakneck speed, the concept of inner peace might feel outdated or unattainable. We live in an age of constant stimulation, where distractions are only a click away and moments of quiet seem few and far between. Yet, despite all the advancements that promise to make life easier, stress and anxiety have become near universal experiences. Why is it that so many of us feel restless, disconnected, or overwhelmed? And more importantly, what can we do about it? Inner peace isn't just a luxury or an abstract ideal. It's a state of being that directly impacts our mental, emotional, and even physical health. Without it, we're often left feeling unmoored, as though life is happening to us rather than through us. But with it, everything changes. Challenges become opportunities, emotions feel manageable, and life takes on a sense of clarity and purpose. The fascinating thing is that this state of peace isn't dependent on external circumstances. It doesn't matter if your surroundings are chaotic or calm. Inner peace is about what happens inside you. And here's the incredible truth. Your brain already has the tools it needs to create this state. You don't have to look outside yourself for the answer. The mechanisms are within you, waiting to be activated. Today, we're going to explore how this works, how your brain plays a central role in the experience of calm, and how understanding this can lead to transformative change. But this isn't just a lecture on neuroscience. It's a journey into the profound relationship between mind, body, and spirit. Because while science can explain the mechanics, the essence of inner peace touches something deeper, a connection to a higher sense of self and purpose. Let's start by considering the role of stress in our lives. Stress, at its core, is a survival mechanism. It's the brain's way of keeping us safe, activating a response that helps us react to danger. But in our modern world, this system is triggered far too often, leaving us stuck in a state of heightened alertness. Think about how this might manifest in your daily life. Tension in your shoulders, a racing mind, difficulty sleeping. These are all signs of a brain caught in the loop of stress. Now, imagine being able to step out of that loop, not temporarily, but in a way that fundamentally shifts how you interact with the world. This isn't just about relaxation techniques or stress management. It's about rewiring your brain to operate from a place of calm, even in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Science has shown us that practices like mindfulness and meditation can literally change the structure of the brain. They strengthen the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for focus, decision-making, and emotional regulation, while quieting the amygdala, the brain's alarm system. Over time, this creates a new baseline, a state where peace isn't a fleeting moment but a natural way of being. But this journey isn't just about science. It's also deeply personal. It's about understanding the patterns that keep you stuck and the choices that can set you free. It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your experience, no matter what life throws your way. As we move forward, we'll uncover the mechanisms behind stress, calm, and the brain's incredible adaptability. We'll explore how ancient practices align with modern neuroscience, and why cultivating peace is not just beneficial but essential for a meaningful life. And most importantly, we'll provide practical tools you can use to begin this transformation today. The pursuit of inner peace is not a passive process. It requires intention, practice, and a willingness to let go of old patterns. But the rewards are immense. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of clarity and resilience, no longer pulled in 1,000 directions by the demands of the world. Imagine being able to face challenges with grace and confidence, knowing that your peace comes from within and cannot be shaken by external circumstances. This is the potential we all carry within us, waiting to be realized. The journey to inner peace isn't about adding something new to your life. It's about uncovering what has always been there. The brain is your ally in this process, not your adversary. And by understanding its workings, you can begin to unlock a state of calm that transforms not just how you feel but how you live. Today is the day to take that first step. By the end of this exploration, you'll have the knowledge and tools to begin creating a life rooted in peace and presence. You'll see that this isn't about achieving perfection but about aligning with the natural rhythms of your mind and body. And in doing so, you'll discover that inner peace isn't just possible. It's your birthright. Why does inner peace feel so difficult to achieve? The answer lies not in a lack of effort or desire, but in how our modern lives shape our minds and bodies. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention. Notifications pull us in 100 directions. Deadlines pile up faster than we can manage, and even moments of rest are often interrupted by the pull of technology. Over time, this creates a persistent sense of unease, a feeling of being stretched too thin, always on edge. At the root of this struggle is the way our brains have adapted to handle stress. The stress response is a deeply ingrained survival mechanism designed to keep us safe in the face of immediate danger. It's an ancient system honed over millions of years to respond to threats like predators or natural disasters. When activated, it triggers a cascade of changes in the body. The heart races, breathing quickens, muscles tense, and the mind becomes hyper-focused on the perceived threat. This response is controlled by the amygdala, the brain's alarm system. In the presence of real danger, this system is a lifesaver. But in our modern world, the threats we face are rarely physical. Instead of wild animals or natural disasters, our stressors are meetings, arguments, financial concerns, and self-doubt. Yet, the brain responds to these triggers as though they were life-threatening, activating the same fight-or-flight response repeatedly throughout the day. Over time, this constant activation takes a toll. Chronic stress can lead to anxiety, depression, and physical health problems like high blood pressure and weakened immunity. Perhaps you've felt this in your own life. The exhaustion of always being on, the struggle to find moments of quiet amidst the noise. Stress becomes the default state, crowding out the possibility of calm. But the problem goes deeper than just feeling stressed. When the amygdala is constantly active, it creates a cycle that's hard to break. Stress feeds on itself, making it harder to focus, regulate emotions, or think clearly. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for higher-order thinking and self-control, struggles to keep up. This creates a feedback loop where stress begets more stress, leaving little room for peace to emerge. The challenge isn't just that we're stressed. It's that we've lost touch with the practices and rhythms that help counterbalance stress. In ancient times, humans naturally engaged in activities that promoted calm. Walking in nature, sitting in stillness, engaging in rituals that connected them to something greater than themselves. Today, those practices are often replaced by endless scrolling, multitasking, and a sense of constant urgency. Even when we recognize the need for peace, we often approach it in ways that reinforce the problem. For instance, trying to fix stress by overloading ourselves with solutions. More apps, more routines, more pressure to be calm can ironically create more tension. This can lead to frustration, a feeling that peace is just out of reach no matter how hard we try. Another challenge is the misconception that peace means the absence of stress or struggle. In reality, inner peace isn't about eliminating difficulties. It's about changing how we respond to them. Stressful situations will always arise, but how we engage with them determines whether they control us or we maintain a sense of balance. Culturally, there's also a tendency to undervalue rest and stillness. We live in a society that prizes productivity and achievement, often at the expense of well-being. Taking time for oneself can feel indulgent or even selfish, leading many to push through exhaustion instead of addressing its root causes. This mindset keeps us in a constant state of doing, with little time for simply being. All of these factors combine to create a profound disconnection from ourselves, from the present moment, and from the natural rhythms that sustain peace. The good news is that this disconnection isn't permanent. The brain's capacity for change means that no matter how entrenched stress feels, there's always the possibility of creating a new pattern. The first step is recognizing the challenge for what it is, not a failure of willpower or character, but a byproduct of how the brain and modern life interact. Stress is not your enemy. It's a signal that something needs attention. By understanding this and learning to work with your brain rather than against it, you can begin to shift from a reactive state to one of greater awareness and calm. The problem isn't insurmountable, but it requires a new approach, one rooted in understanding, patience, and practice. Inner peace isn't about escaping the chaos of life. It's about finding stillness within it. And while the journey may seem daunting, the first steps are simpler than you might think. By addressing these patterns, we can open the door to profound change, not just in how we feel but in how we live. What lies on the other side of this transformation is a state of being that is resilient, grounded, and deeply connected to the present moment. To understand how we can cultivate inner peace, we must first recognize the extraordinary power of the brain. It is not a static organ but a dynamic, ever-changing system capable of profound transformation. This ability, known as neuroplasticity, is what allows us to learn, grow, and adapt. It is also the key to shifting our experience from one dominated by stress to one centered on calm and balance. At the heart of this process is the interaction between two critical regions of the brain, the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. These two structures operate like opposing forces. The amygdala acts as the brain's alarm system, quick to react to perceived threats. It is responsible for triggering the fight-or-flight response, flooding the body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This response, while crucial for survival in moments of actual danger, can become problematic when overactivated by the pressures of modern life. On the other hand, the prefrontal cortex represents the brain's capacity for reason, self-awareness, and emotional regulation. It is the voice of calm and clarity, capable of overriding the amygdala's alarm when trained to do so. This balance between the two is what determines whether we remain trapped in cycles of stress or find our way to peace. Here's where the concept becomes truly empowering. While the amygdala reacts automatically, the prefrontal cortex can be strengthened through intentional practice. Think of it like training a muscle. The more you engage in activities that promote calm and focus, the stronger this part of your brain becomes. Over time, it gains the ability to pause the stress response, giving you the space to choose how to react rather than being swept away by automatic emotions. Ancient practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and deep breathing have long been revered for their calming effects. Today, neuroscience reveals why these techniques work. When you meditate, for example, you engage the prefrontal cortex while quieting the activity of the amygdala. This not only creates a temporary sense of calm, but also rewires the brain over time, making peace a more natural state. Mindfulness, in particular, plays a powerful role in this process. By bringing your attention to the present moment, you disrupt the mind's tendency to ruminate on the past or worry about the future, two common sources of stress. This shift in focus activates the prefrontal cortex, helping it to grow stronger and more effective. Additionally, mindfulness increases activity in the brain's insula, the region responsible for self-awareness and empathy. This creates a greater sense of connection to yourself and others, further reinforcing a state of calm. Breathing techniques, another cornerstone of many traditions, directly influence the nervous system. When you take slow, deep breaths, you stimulate the vagus nerve, which runs from the brain to the heart and lungs. This sends a signal to the body that it is safe, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest and relaxation. As the body calms, so does the mind, creating a positive feedback loop that fosters inner peace. Beyond these practices, the concept of neuroplasticity offers hope for those who feel stuck in patterns of stress. Every time you choose to engage in a calming activity, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with peace. At the same time, pathways tied to stress weaken from lack of use. This is why consistency is key. Even small, daily efforts can lead to significant changes over time. From a metaphysical perspective, this process is often described as aligning with a higher vibration. Just as neuroscience explains the physical mechanisms of calm, spiritual teachings speak to the energetic shift that occurs when we move from fear to love, from chaos to harmony. This alignment not only changes how we feel but also how we interact with the world. The resonance between science and spirituality becomes even clearer when we consider the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit. Practices like meditation and mindfulness do more than calm the brain. They create a sense of wholeness, a recognition that we are not separate from the world around us. This awareness deepens the experience of peace, turning it into something more profound than mere relaxation. One of the most exciting aspects of this journey is that it is accessible to everyone. Regardless of your starting point, the brain's capacity for change ensures that you can create a new experience of life. Whether you've struggled with stress for years or are simply seeking greater clarity, the tools for transformation are already within you. This understanding shifts the narrative around peace. It is no longer something elusive, reserved for those with perfect circumstances or endless free time. It is a skill, a practice, and a choice. By understanding how the brain works and engaging with it intentionally, you can begin to shape your reality in a way that aligns with calm and balance. Inner peace is not a destination you reach, but a state you cultivate. It requires effort, yes, but it also offers immense rewards. The time you invest in training your mind pays dividends in the form of greater resilience, joy, and connection. And as you strengthen these neural pathways, you'll find that peace becomes less of a struggle and more of a natural way of being. By the time we explore the practical steps for this transformation, you'll see that the journey is not only possible but also deeply fulfilling. Peace is not something outside of you. It is an inherent part of your nature. What lies ahead is the opportunity to awaken it, to let it guide you, and to allow it to shape your life in ways you never thought possible. Understanding how the brain supports inner peace is one thing, but the real transformation begins when we take practical steps to engage this process. The beauty of these practices is their simplicity. You don't need elaborate tools or a lifetime of experience to begin. All it takes is a willingness to create space for calm and consistency in applying the techniques. The first and most fundamental practice is breath work. Your breath is always with you, a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind, and one of the most effective ways to influence your nervous system. By practicing intentional breathing, you can calm the stress response and activate the relaxation response. Start with a simple exercise. Close your eyes and inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath gently for 4 counts. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat this cycle for a few minutes, allowing your breath to anchor your awareness to the present moment. This practice not only quiets the mind but also reduces the physiological effects of stress, such as a racing heart or tense muscles. Another transformative practice is mindfulness. At its core, mindfulness is the art of being fully present. It is about observing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment, allowing you to step out of the autopilot mode that often governs our lives. To begin, set aside 5 to 10 minutes each day. Sit in a comfortable position, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Notice the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. When your mind wanders, which it inevitably will, gently bring your attention back to your breath. This simple act of returning your focus trains your prefrontal cortex, strengthening its ability to regulate emotions and override stress. Over time, you can expand your mindfulness practice to other areas of life. Pay attention to the taste and texture of your food as you eat, the feeling of the ground beneath your feet as you walk, or the sound of the wind in the trees. These small moments of awareness add up, creating a sense of connection to the present moment that counteracts the mind's tendency to dwell on past regrets or future worries. In addition to mindfulness, meditation offers a deeper level of engagement with your inner self. Meditation comes in many forms, from guided visualizations to silent stillness. One effective technique is to focus on a mantra, a word or phrase that resonates with you, such as peace, calm, or I am present. As you repeat the mantra silently or aloud, notice how it shifts your mental state. The repetition helps quiet mental chatter, creating space for stillness. Over time, this practice not only calms the mind in the moment, but also strengthens the neural pathways associated with focus and peace. Gratitude is another powerful tool for cultivating inner peace. When we focus on what we're grateful for, the brain shifts from a state of scarcity to one of abundance. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about consciously choosing to recognize the good in your life, no matter how small. At the end of each day, take a moment to write down 3 things you're grateful for. These could be as simple as a kind word from a friend, the warmth of the sun, or the fact that you showed up for yourself today. Over time, this practice rewires the brain to notice positive experiences more readily, creating a foundation of contentment that supports inner peace. Visualization is another technique that blends mindfulness and imagination. Close your eyes and picture a place that represents peace to you. A quiet forest, a calm beach, or a serene mountaintop. Imagine yourself there, engaging all your senses. Hear the rustling leaves or the sound of waves, feel the warmth of the sun or the coolness of the breeze, and see the vibrant colors of your surroundings. As you immerse yourself in this mental landscape, notice how your body responds. Your heart rate may slow, your muscles may relax, and your mind may feel lighter. This practice not only creates a moment of calm, but also trains your brain to associate peace with a specific mental image, making it easier to access this state when you need it. Another practice that supports inner peace is positive self-talk. The way we speak to ourselves shapes our mental and emotional state. If your inner dialogue is filled with criticism and negativity, it creates a stress response. But when you choose words of kindness and encouragement, it fosters a sense of safety and calm. Start by noticing the tone of your self-talk throughout the day. When you catch a negative thought, pause and reframe it. For example, if you find yourself thinking, I can't handle this, replace it with, I am capable and will find a way. This shift might feel small, but it has a profound impact over time, changing the way your brain perceives challenges. Lastly, consider the power of intentional movement. Practices like yoga, tai chi, or even a simple walk in nature combine physical activity with mindfulness, creating a synergy that calms both body and mind. These movements align with your natural rhythms, grounding you in the present moment while releasing tension stored in the body. The key to these practices is consistency. Think of them as seeds you plant and nurture daily. Each time you engage in one of these techniques, you are training your brain to prioritize calm over chaos. It may take time to notice the full effects, but with patience and persistence, the changes will come. Peace is not a one-time achievement but a practice, a way of living that you cultivate moment by moment. With these tools, you are not just managing stress. You are transforming your relationship with it, creating a life rooted in balance, clarity, and resilience. When you consistently engage in practices that cultivate inner peace, the benefits ripple out into every aspect of your life. These aren't just subtle shifts. They're profound changes that transform how you experience the world. One of the most immediate benefits is the reduction in stress. As you train your brain and body to respond differently to challenges, the intensity and frequency of stress diminish. The physiological effects are remarkable. Lower blood pressure, a steadier heart rate, and reduced levels of stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, these changes enhance your physical health, protecting against conditions such as hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and chronic inflammation. But the effects of inner peace extend far beyond the physical. Mentally and emotionally, a calmer mind becomes a more resilient one. Life's inevitable ups and downs no longer feel as overwhelming because you've cultivated the tools to navigate them with clarity and poise. Challenges that once triggered anxiety or frustration are met with a sense of groundedness, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Inner peace also strengthens your relationships. When you're at peace with yourself, you bring that energy into your interactions with others. You become more patient, compassionate, and understanding. Conflicts are less likely to escalate because you approach them from a place of calm rather than reactivity. This creates a foundation of trust and connection that enriches your relationships, whether with family, friends, or colleagues. In the professional realm, inner peace enhances focus and productivity. A calm mind is better equipped to prioritize tasks, solve problems, and think creatively. Instead of being bogged down by stress or distracted by negative emotions, you can channel your energy into meaningful work. This not only improves your performance but also brings greater satisfaction and fulfillment to your career. Perhaps most profoundly, inner peace allows you to live with a sense of purpose. When the noise of the mind quiets, you can hear the deeper truths within you, the intuition, values, and passions that guide your path. This clarity helps you make decisions aligned with your authentic self, creating a life that feels meaningful and true. Real-life stories abound of individuals who have experienced these transformations. Consider someone who struggled with chronic anxiety, constantly caught in cycles of worry and fear. Through daily mindfulness practice, they rewired their brain, reducing the grip of anxiety and discovering a sense of calm they never thought possible. Or take the example of a professional navigating a high-stress environment. By incorporating breathing exercises into their routine, they not only managed their stress but also became a more effective leader, inspiring their team with their composed and thoughtful presence. Even in the midst of profound challenges, the practices of inner peace offer solace and strength. Those who face personal loss or adversity often find that mindfulness, gratitude, and self-compassion help them move through the pain with grace, emerging stronger on the other side. The benefits of inner peace are not limited to individual experiences. They extend to the collective. When you cultivate peace within yourself, you contribute to a more harmonious world. Your calm presence influences those around you, creating a ripple effect that inspires others to find their own balance. From a spiritual perspective, inner peace aligns you with the flow of life itself. In this state, you no longer resist the present moment but embrace it fully. This surrender doesn't mean passivity. Rather, it means engaging with life from a place of trust and openness. You become attuned to the synchronicities and opportunities that arise, moving through life with a sense of ease and flow. Quantum wisdom suggests that this shift in energy not only transforms your inner experience but also influences your external reality. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are rooted in peace, you align with a higher vibration, attracting experiences that resonate with this frequency. This is the essence of the phrase, as within, so without. The journey to inner peace also deepens your spiritual connection. Whether you frame this in terms of a higher power, universal consciousness, or your own inner wisdom, the result is the same: a profound sense of belonging and purpose. You recognize that you are part of something greater than yourself, and this awareness brings a sense of fulfillment that no external achievement can match. These benefits don't require you to abandon your current life or retreat from the world. Inner peace is not about escaping reality, but about engaging with it more fully, with clarity and presence. It is about creating a sanctuary within yourself that you can carry wherever you go, no matter what life brings. As you integrate these practices into your daily routine, you'll notice how they accumulate, each moment of calm building on the last. Over time, peace becomes less of an effort and more of a natural state. It is not something you need to seek because it is already within you, waiting to be awakened. The transformation that comes with cultivating inner peace is not just about feeling better. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It is about living with intention, connection, and a sense of wonder. And as you do, you'll find that the world around you begins to reflect the peace you've created within. As we've explored the science and practice behind cultivating inner peace, you might be feeling a sense of optimism and possibility. However, it's natural to have doubts. After all, in a world filled with constant distractions, pressure, and demands, the idea of achieving true inner peace may seem idealistic or even out of reach. So, let's address some of the common concerns and misconceptions that might arise. One of the most frequent doubts people have is, can inner peace really be this simple? In a world where so many solutions seem complex and difficult to achieve, it's understandable to question whether something as simple as breathing, mindfulness, or meditation could truly lead to deep, lasting change. The answer is yes, because simplicity is often the key to profound transformation. The practices of mindfulness and meditation are not complicated, but they work because they address the root of stress, our habitual reactions. By training ourselves to respond with calm instead of automatic stress, we create space for a new way of being. And while the simplicity of these practices might seem too good to be true, their effectiveness is backed by a wealth of scientific research and centuries of spiritual wisdom. Some might ask, but what if my stress is caused by real external problems? How can breathing exercises or meditation help with that? This is a valid concern. After all, no amount of mindfulness can change a difficult work situation, a strained relationship, or financial worries. But the power of these practices lies not in eliminating external challenges, but in how we relate to them. Stress often arises not from the situation itself, but from how we interpret and respond to it. Breathing exercises, meditation, and mindfulness don't remove the external problem, but help us change our internal response. They allow us to approach challenges with greater clarity, compassion, and resilience, rather than feeling overwhelmed or reactive. It's important to remember that inner peace doesn't mean the absence of all difficulty. In fact, it's in the face of difficulty that we often experience the greatest growth. By learning to stay present and grounded even in tough situations, we build emotional resilience and strength. Another concern might be, how long will it take to feel the benefits of these practices? While it's true that results vary from person to person, it's essential to understand that lasting change takes time. You won't wake up tomorrow with perfect inner peace, but you will begin to notice subtle shifts. Perhaps you'll feel a bit more centered during stressful moments, or you'll find that you're able to let go of negative thoughts more easily. These small victories accumulate, and over time, you'll notice a deeper sense of calm that becomes part of who you are. Consistency is key, but so is patience. Just as physical exercise requires time and repetition to build strength, mental and emotional resilience grows through regular practice. The more you engage with these tools, the more natural it becomes to return to a state of peace. You might also wonder, what if I'm just not the type of person who can meditate or quiet my mind? It's a common belief that meditation is only for those who can sit in silence without distraction or who naturally feel comfortable with stillness. But meditation is not about having a completely empty mind. It's about noticing the thoughts and letting them pass without getting attached to them. The process of meditation is a practice of awareness, not perfection. In fact, some people find it more helpful to focus on something tangible, like the sensation of the breath or a calming mantra, rather than trying to clear their mind completely. The key is to be gentle with yourself and recognize that the act of returning your attention to the present moment is a form of success in itself. Another question you might have is, what if I don't have time to practice mindfulness or meditation regularly? It's easy to feel like you need hours of free time to practice these techniques. But the truth is, you can incorporate them into your daily life in small but meaningful ways. Mindfulness doesn't require a separate time slot. It can be practiced while washing dishes, walking to work, or drinking a cup of coffee. By simply bringing your full attention to the task at hand, you are practicing mindfulness. Similarly, breathing exercises can be done in just a few minutes, whether you're waiting in line or taking a break during your day. These moments of mindfulness add up, creating a powerful impact on your overall sense of calm and presence. It's also worth mentioning the misconception that inner peace means a life free from emotion or conflict. Some may fear that cultivating peace will make them passive, disconnected, or indifferent. In truth, inner peace isn't about suppressing emotions or avoiding conflict. It's about learning to navigate them with clarity and presence. Peaceful individuals experience a wide range of emotions. They still feel joy, sadness, anger, and frustration, but they are not controlled by these emotions. They have developed the ability to experience their feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Similarly, they still face challenges and conflicts, but their approach is rooted in understanding and self-regulation, not reaction. Lastly, you might wonder, doesn't this process only work for people who are already mentally strong or spiritually inclined? It's easy to think that inner peace is a privilege reserved for a select few. But the truth is, these practices are accessible to everyone. You don't have to be naturally calm or spiritual to benefit from mindfulness or meditation. All you need is the willingness to begin. Every single person has the potential to change their relationship with stress and cultivate peace. It doesn't require special talents or abilities, just a commitment to showing up and practicing. And if you've struggled in the past, it's not a sign that it's not for you. It's simply part of the process of growth. By understanding these doubts and misconceptions, we begin to see that the path to inner peace is not about achieving perfection but about making a choice. It's about choosing to respond differently, choosing to practice, and choosing to trust that the change you're seeking is already within your reach. So, as you continue on this journey, remember, it is not the absence of doubt but the commitment to the practice that leads to transformation. Peace is not something you have to find. It's something you can create right here and now, one breath, one moment, one choice at a time. Now that you have the tools and understanding to cultivate inner peace, it's time to put them into practice. The journey doesn't end with knowledge. It begins with action. Each of us has the power to change our inner landscape, and the simplest step you can take right now is to commit to integrating these practices into your daily life. Start small. Choose one practice, whether it's mindful breathing, meditation, or even the simple act of gratitude, and commit to doing it for just 10 minutes a day. Consistency is more important than perfection. It's not about having a perfect meditation session or always staying calm during stressful moments. It's about showing up for yourself day after day and gradually building that mental and emotional muscle. As you begin this practice, I encourage you to track your progress. Notice the subtle shifts in how you feel, your stress levels, your mood, your response to challenges. They might not be dramatic at first, but with time, these small moments of calm will accumulate, creating a more profound transformation in your life. I'd also love to hear from you. How do these practices show up for you in your daily life? What challenges have you faced, and what successes have you experienced? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We can learn from one another's journeys, and by sharing our experiences, we help build a supportive community of individuals committed to personal transformation. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's so much more to explore in the realm of self-improvement, spirituality, and the profound wisdom that allows us to live more peaceful, purposeful lives. You'll find new videos that dive deeper into topics like mindfulness, emotional resilience, and how to align more fully with your higher self. Remember, every step you take toward inner peace is a step toward a more meaningful and fulfilling life. So start today, stay committed, and allow the practice of peace to become your new way of being. You are not alone in this journey, and I am excited to see how your life transforms as you embrace the quiet power of inner peace. Thank you for watching. May your path be filled with peace, clarity, and endless possibilities.